Y'all, I gotta tell you about the best princess movie I've ever seen. It's called The Swan Princess. And I know, you were probably thinking it was gonna be some kind of Disney movie or blah blah blah. It's not. I think it was made by Don Bluth or someone like that. Someone back in the days before Disney took over everything, you know? Anyway, let me tell you about this movie and why it is the best princess movie. And why I quote it all the time. So it starts out with these two kingdoms. A mama kingdom, and she got a son, and then a dad kingdom, and he got a daughter. I don't know where the mom went. I think she died during birth, of course. Now, the son's like 5 or 7 when she's born. The daughter, her name's Odette. Because he's like visiting her as like a walking child, and I'm not very good at telling how old kids are, but he's like in that age range. So the mom and the dad, like the king and the queen, that's what we'll call them, just so we're not confused. The king and the queen, they see them together and they're like, yo, let's marry these two kids together so that we can combine our little kingdoms. Which is weird to start with because they're both older people and y'all could have just got married. Like, y'all could have just married. Y'all are both single, but you, for some reason, are putting all this pressure on these little kids. That, someone didn't think that through, but okay. Alright, so the plan is to, every summer, have the kids meet up at one of the kingdoms, the king or the queens, and spend the summer together. Great, awesome, the best. So they start doing that. It's great. There's a whole musical about them growing up and like a montage of them, you know, kind of being brother and sister, really. Like, it's the older boy picking on the girl. He's got this little chubby friend. And who doesn't love a fat friend? I love a fat friend. And they both kind of just exclude her. They pick on her as they get older. He's like, man, Odette's always flirting with these guards. All right, before I get too far. The girl's name is Odette, and the boy's name is Derek, and I can't remember the friend's name. I think his name is Ron. I really should have Googled it before I made this video, because I don't even have notes. I'm just going off of what I seen years ago, as a kid. So Derek, Odette, and Ron, they growing up. There's a whole song. In the song, a lot of the time, they just sing about how much they dislike each other, about how they hate these little summer meetings with each other. They're over it. They don't even want to be near each other. They hate each other. But then, finally, the last time, they get pushed into the ballroom together. And they're adults now. Well, young adults or whatever, you know. And Derek turns around and sees that Odette, she's grown up beautiful now. He loves her now. And so he tells her. He says, hey, Odette, you're freaking gorgeous now. And I want to be with you. I think this little whole merging the castles, I think this will work out. And she goes, thank you. I want to be with you too. But what else? As in, what else do you like about me? We've known each other since I was born. Like, what else do you know? Do you like that I read? Do you like that I can fence? Do you like that I'm into guards? And he says, what else? But what else is there? So that's it. That's the end. That's my favorite line, first off. But that's the end of it. Odette leaves crying or whatever she's doing. It's not going to work out because he's superficial. So Derek's little caretaker, his like Alfred, I forget his name also, but he's like one of my favorite characters. He's like, womp womp, Derek's stupid. He's lecturing Derek. Odette's packing her stuff. She's leaving. She's going back to her castle. They're not merging castles now. They're separated forever. He's lecturing Derek. And then, on the little carriage ride home, the king, Odette's dad, he's in the carriage with Odette, and he goes, why'd you ask that? I mean, really, what else is there, Odette? What did you want him to say? Which is great. I love a supporting father. That's also my favorite line. I got 2 favorite lines. And then, tragedy strikes. A great beast, a great animal, attacks the cart, kills the daddy, and kidnaps Odette. She's gone. And this is where we meet my other favorite character. I got a bunch of favorite characters in this movie. This movie's great. This movie's gold. We meet my other favorite character. We might have met him before. I can't remember. I say that a lot in my, reviews or whatever these are. His name is Rothbart, and he is exactly who I want to be when I grow up. He is everything I want to be when I grow up. I don't know if I should say that. I don't want to be a kidnapper. I don't have the energy for that. But I just want to be a rowdy, little bald man. Alright? This is what I want to be, okay? I can't help what I want. So he had kidnapped Odette, brought her to his castle, I guess. I don't really know where she is. And he turned her into a swan. So she got to be a swan, and she got to live on this lake, because every night when the moon touches the lake water, she turns into a swan. And she has to be on the lake or she'll die. So now Odette's got some little forest friends. She knows a turtle, a frog, and a puffin. The puffin comes in later, but we're just going to mention him now because it's not really important when he comes in. There's a lot of filler in this movie before you get to the good parts. Also, she can talk to these animals both when she's a swan and when she's a person, I think. I'm pretty sure. But she cannot talk to humans. So that's a little strange. That's a little weird. Why did they do that? I don't know. But anyway, she's just living her little swan life. Now, Derek is back at the castle, and he's sad. He's like, I freaking blew it. I don't know what to do. And his mom, she's like, hey, man, I'll fix it. And this mom, she's smart as hell because she's got a very visually motivated son. So she goes, hey, it's cool. Whatever. Odette got away, but I'll just throw you a ball, like a princess ball. I'll invite all the princesses over, and you can pick out the prettiest one. And he goes, Mom, you can have this ball. I love this ball for you. I don't want this ball. I want to go find Odette. But please, for the love of God, don't make this a beauty pageant. And she goes, I will not. But she is 100% going to make this a beauty pageant, and that is also another really good song in this movie. So this is where you learn that they're not actually even that far apart, because the woods that Derek keeps going out in to find Odette is the same woods that Odette is in. She is like right outside of whatever area he's in. So he's really not looking that far. And we all love a himbo. We really do. This man is dumb as hell. But eventually he finds her. And it's magic. There might be a song. Who knows? But he sets up a meeting. He's like, hey, my mom, she's having this beauty pageant / dance, ball, whatever. You should come. Because Odette tells him the way to break the spell is you have to make an everlasting vow of your love to me. And then I can be a human again. And we can get married. Which is weird because she didn't even want to get married. She's just happy to see a familiar face in the area. She didn't even like him. But I guess because he found her, it proved that he loved her. It's really... I think Odette's just a simp. Who knows? She's... Who knows? Who knows? I don't understand where the switch is flipped. Where she decides that she actually likes Derek. But she tells him he has to make an everlasting vow of love. Blah, blah, blah. Doesn't matter. So he's like, yeah, meet me at this castle, baby. But here's the problem. They find out that there's no moon on... I'm so mad because I got the spell wrong. She's a swan all day. And she won't turn back into a human unless she's on the lake when the moon touches the lake water. Alright, it's all cleared up now. I'm not remaking this video. Alright? So he found her at nighttime when she was a human. So he's going to have this ball. But the problem is, there's no moon on the night of the ball. So she's going to be a swan the whole night. But neither of them know that yet. They don't know that yet. They find out later when Rothbart tells them. So Derek's back at the castle, and he's telling his mom, Mom, we got to make this party swan-themed. Which is weird, because you would think that's a little traumatizing, that you got kidnapped and turned into a swan. I don't think you would really like swans too much after that. But he's like, yo, we got a swan, ice swans. I'm going to feed some swans. Just make everything swans. Make all the roses white. Traumatic. Very traumatic. But he's just a dumb little boy. He don't know. And I think during this time, Rothbart has a song, and it's great. It is great. And you also learn that for some reason, Rothbart is stoked. And also, at some point, Rothbart says that it's tacky to be late. And I'm just adding this in here because I wish somebody would tell my sister that. Then there's the Princess Ball, and that is also great. It's a good time. It's not that good of a song, but it's just a good time visually. So then Rothbart has his own idea. That's what his song was about. He turned his little hench lady into Odette, basically. Goth Odette. She wears a black dress. So the minute she walks in, Derek, being Derek and only going off of looks, obviously makes his vow of everlasting love to the wrong person. And at that time, Odette's like flapping around in the windows and stuff, and I think she gets caught and put in a well where also Derek's little chubby friend is. But none of that really matters. I'm just telling y'all where they are right now. So Derek makes his vow of everlasting love to the hench lady who looks like Odette now. And Odette goes, no! She dies, maybe. Does she? I don't know, because Rothbart starts being like, you're too late. She's fading fast. And Derek's racing through the woods to get to her. It doesn't make sense. There's also this whole thing about the great animal. Derek was going to fight the great animal. I didn't tell you about it because it's all just filler. It's all just filler. None of it matters. So then the great animal comes out in the woods, and it's obviously Rothbart. Wow, what a surprise. And then Derek's little chubby friend kills him. Good job, movie. Good job. I really enjoy that. I am happy it wasn't the prince that killed the monster. Good for your decisions. Also, I think Odette and the chubby friend would have been better friends because he wasn't even that mean to her. And he killed the monster. Maybe not for him. Her? Who? Oh, and also there's this whole side line story where Odette's little frog friend keeps saying, yeah, I'm a prince. I swear I'm a prince. All you gotta do is give me a kiss. So that's gonna come up in a minute. Sorry, I just brought that up. I don't have notes. I'm just telling y'all, okay? I'm just telling y'all. Do I look like a memorizer or a smart person at all? No. That's why Derek's my favorite. But anyway, now that the great beast is dead, I guess Odette gets to be a human now, and they are gonna get married and merge all the castles. Everyone's happy except for the king. He's still dead. And it's really weird because Odette chooses a swan-like dress. Which also, why? Why would you do that? You was traumatized by being a swan. You was kidnapped and turned into a swan. And also, can you still talk to your animal? She can. She can still talk to her animals. Because then, this is where I brought up that frog. She is sitting outside after the wedding and all the celebrations and blah, blah, blah. And she's talking to the frog. And he goes, please, just give me a smooch, a little kiss. So she does. And the frog doesn't change into a prince. Spoiler alert. Spoiler. Sorry. Alright, he ain't a prince. He's a 30-year-old frog. But that's it. That's the best movie I've ever seen. Well, the best princess movie I've ever seen, alright? Really only because of one line. And that's the, but what else is there? And I say that all the time. I love that line. Bye.